What's up everyone, my name is Undervolt and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing well. This is my Dell XPS 7590 Full HD Core i7 9750H GTX 1650 16 gigs of RAM version with the matte display, and I love it to bits. It's great. However, I've gotten some questions received from you guys, and you guys asked on the first impressions video, dude, you did too harsh, or actually you did it on the gaming performance video, dude, you put too harsh of an undervolt on it. Because in the second video, I basically said that you shouldn't undervolt it at all after the first video where I did a minus 150 millivolt undervolt. The problem was that whenever you do that, whenever you undervolt, and whenever you put the laptop to sleep, which I do often, you will lose all progress that has been made. Any projects that may have been open will completely be wiped, and that's simply because of the way sleep works. You see, sleep works this way. So whenever you put a laptop or a computer to sleep, it will store all the progress into memory. However, that is not very good because memory is volatile, meaning that if it loses power, it completely loses all of the data that was on it. So doing an undervolt on the CPU somehow seems to reduce the power on the memory, and that causes all progress to be wiped. Dell has probably pushed the limits of what you can possibly do with the the voltages that you have on the Dell XPS 15 for the memory and the CPU, and that means that any undervolt will just completely remove all progress. It will lose power on the memory, and that's not good. So I've tried lower values like you guys suggested, and I've tried 90, like minus 90, minus 50, and minus 20, and still it shuts down. So that's not good either. So how can we possibly fix this? Well, I took a wild guess and I thought, wait a minute. Sleep stores everything on memory. Memory is probably losing the power. How can we fix it? Ah, hibernation mode. So hibernation works differently from sleep. They're both doing the same thing. It puts your laptop into suspension and it will save all the progress somewhere. Sleep puts it into RAM, hibernation puts it into the SSD or storage medium that you are using at the moment. That means that whenever it loses complete power and the battery dies, all the data will still be stored on that device. However, with sleep, whenever it loses complete power, like I said, all progress has been lost. So, hibernation mode is then the answer, and yes it is. I can confirm that. I've tested it with a minus 150 undervolt. You can do hibernation. It works perfectly fine. All progress is still there. The only disadvantage that you have with hibernation, or two actually, one is slower launch time. You have to go through that Dell splash logo again, and you have to do that login thing, and it takes a little while longer than the sleep mode. However, it is also more secure. But the other downside is that you keep writing to your SSD. Every time you do that, you're writing to your SSD, and doing that too many darn times means that you're simply just draining the battery, the lifespan of an SSD. So an SSD doesn't like to be written to all the damn time because it's not meant for that. It's meant for long-term good storage. It's not meant for completely destroying the write cycles of the SSD. However, if you have no other option, then using the hibernation mode is definitely a way to go. It can definitely solve this problem. So you can actually apply the minus 150 millivolt undervolt and still be able to store all your progress. It's simply done by using hibernation instead. Now, how to do that is actually pretty simple. So you can go into start and you're going to want to search for lid, and that will bring up an option of change what closing the lid does. This will allow you to change whatever happens when you press the power button, the sleep button, or when you close the lid. And that's the thing that we're going to be focusing on. So if you can't find it in your settings, and you can't find it in the Windows settings either, it is in Control Panel. It's under Control Panel, Hardware and Sound, Power Options, System Settings, and in there you can find these settings. So I want you to change everything that says sleep to hibernate. So whenever you press the power button and whenever you close the lid, there is no sleep button on the Dell XPS 15, but if your other laptop does have it, then that's how to solve it. When I close the lid, also put that to hibernation mode instead of sleep. A person like me wants his stuff to be secure and safe, and an undervolt is doable. However, the reason people really use sleep is because they want to close the laptop for 10 minutes or so to listen to whatever lecture they're getting, and then open it back up again, and then like instantly start where they left off. However, with an Undervolt, that's simply not possible. So for the people that definitely want the lower temperatures and the slight less battery drain and use the Undervolt, I'd suggest putting it in hibernation mode, and that will solve your problem. However, otherwise, and you don't want to bother with that, I completely understand. Just leave it at the stock values. You don't need to undervolt actually with this laptop. I still need to do a battery life test, but so far I'm very impressed with it, at what it can really do and how little amount of power it actually uses over quite some time. However, if you do, like I said, need all that, sure, go ahead, but put it to hibernation and that will solve your problem. So I'm rambling on and repeating myself now, so I want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this has helped you and solved your issue. And yeah, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.